Hey guys, welcome back. This is the August '09 edition of our video monthly newsletter. We've done two series in a row on directional carving. This is going to be the third and final on directional carving. I hope the last two have been helpful for you. If it saves you losing a sign because of chip out or being able to hold a straighter line with that vertical and flat grain thing, I'm hoping that's helped you out. So this month I'm gonna do a little bit more carving. I'm gonna do some more inset letters next, and then we'll finish it up with some outset letters. I'll show you some more directional stuff and why to go certain directions on certain letters if you're going inset and outset. So we'll shut it off here, and I'll get my router set up, and we'll do some more carving. So hang on, we'll be right back. Okay guys, we got a couple or three little 1-inch inset letters that we're going to do here. Now, the point I want to make on this, you're going to watch me carve this A. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to come down this leg. Then I'm going to go from the bottom on this leg and go up. The reason I'm going to do that is because when you have a real close grain like this board is, this is a piece of that cedar and the grain is real close, once in a while that will chip out, or what we call chip out. The reason it does is because the router bit travels in this direction, okay? This is a clockwise direction. If I were to cut this leg and then come up to the top and cut this leg, this middle piece may chip out because of the rotation of the router bit. Doesn't always happen, but it happens often enough that I want to avoid it whenever I can. So anytime you have an internal piece like this that's going to be left on an inset letter, then what I'll do is I'll try to avoid carving in a clockwise direction when it comes to carving the right side of this letter. So I'm just going to go ahead and carve this, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So, now here's what I did. You saw me come down this leg, and then again, like I said before, I came from the bottom and came up. If I have my preferences, I'd always like to be able to carve from top to bottom. But in this instance, I've trained myself to be able to carve in any direction in order to eliminate any chance that this is going to break out. So this way, on the B, I went around and did this. And because this wasn't cut yet, there was nothing really to chip out. So I did this, and then I went from the bottom up here. Had I come down here, we might have lost these little pieces. But I eliminated the possibility that those would chip out just by going the correct direction. On the C, it's not even a factor. I did the C just so you could see. There's no internal pieces that are by themselves, so chip out is not even a factor there. So anyway, I hope that will help you a little bit, especially when you get a board like this that's got real fine grains. Okay, so we're going to shut the camera off, and we'll move on to outset letters. Okay guys, now we're going to do some outset letters. So I'm going to do this E first. The E is probably the letter that you're going to have most problems with when it comes to chipping, especially again on a tight grained board like this. So I have a specific way that I cut this E, that I carve this, to try and eliminate any chipping. It's kind of unconventional, so I'm going to fire up the router here. Just kind of watch how I carve this E. Okay, now, so what you saw me do is go in a counterclockwise direction. I cut all the way around the outside of the letter, and that eliminates any chipping at all because I'm just cutting the outside of the letter. Then I come back and I do the inside of the letter, the inside of the E, before I ever break these loose. What you're going to find is that if I had come around here and I'd come here and done it all in like this, sorry about that, guys. Phone rang. That loud sound that you heard, that was the phone. So anyway, hopefully we've taken care of that. Anywho, so what we did here, again, if I had come around here and cut this as all in one piece without doing the outside first, I have a really good chance of losing these, having these chip out, because if I come around here and then do that, I'm actually going in a clockwise position and these would chip out. Same thing here. If I come around this leg, a lot of times this leg will chip out. Coming here, a lot of times this leg will chip out. So an E is probably the worst leather that there is, and that's why I've kind of developed the carving it the way I do to eliminate any chances. Again, maybe only one board out of 50 would actually chip out if you do it the wrong way. But why take any chances? That's what I've learned. So I developed kind of this way of carving an E just to give myself the best possible chances of no chip out. So now I'm going to go ahead and carve the T and the S, and I'm just going to basically carve them in a counterclockwise position or direction so that I eliminate chipping. Here we go. So you can see I really didn't do anything specific, special on these. What I did do is I did start my cut in kind of a corner here. Anytime you've got a little corner like that, that's where I like to start my cut, generally on the left side. On the S, I always kind of start in this little notch right here. So rather than starting actually on a round or on a flat, I try and start in a little corner somewhere. Come down, and then I just basically carved in a counterclockwise direction. So I hope this will help you out. We're going to shut the camera off and close this up for the month. But I hope this will help you out when it comes to directional carving. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up this August edition of our 09 newsletter. So hope this was helpful for you. I know it took 3 newsletters to get all this stuff in on directional carving. But the more you do, the better you'll get at it, and just kind of take that information, and again, I hope it was helpful for you. September, we got some great idea coming up for September, so stay tuned, and again, check out our website and see on a regular basis and see